Welcome another week to Kurrantly. These are the news that caught our attention from the world of smart cities and IoT technology. Let's start with mobility. More advances in V2X. Yunex Traffic Belgium is partnering with transport operator Tisseo and SPW to implement a digital prioritization system for public transport in Wallonia, Belgium. The solution, which uses cellular connectivity, includes a road unit, an onboard unit that communicates in real time the location of the bus, and a platform. It identifies when a bus is approaching an intersection and automatically switches traffic lights to green. The end goal is to cut operational costs for transport operators and decrease journey times for users. The first phase of the implementation is expected to be completed by the end of 2023. A similar project is taking place in the French city of Toulouse in partnership with Lacroix City. Despite the system still being at the initial stages, bus drivers claim to have brought the route time down by 10 minutes. Toulouse is planning to expand the system to all of its intersections, but no date for the completion of the project has yet been set. In France, Enedis, the grid operator providing electricity throughout 95% of the French territory, and the National Federation of Communities and Authorities have signed an agreement to have the grid poles support a variety of smart devices ranging from security cameras and radars to IoT gateways and repeaters. The initiative will enable communities to rely as much as possible on existing infrastructures instead of building new support, and by so preserve the environment. The agreement was signed last year and activated in January. As of now, 25 communities have already asked Enedis to convert the poles. The French government is proposing to legalize the use of AI-assisted video surveillance so it can be used during the Paris Olympic Games. If the proposal is approved, AI algorithms would be used to detect suspicious activity in crowds and automatically report them to the police, who can decide then to take action if necessary. However, the proposal has led to political controversy. Ministers have said this would be an experimental measure for a specific period, but human rights groups are warning that such a measure could become permanent and have compared it to Russia's use of facial recognition surveillance during the 2018 World Cup, which later became a tool for repression. And yet another week filled with water news. Kallipr, formerly known as MIOT, has partnered with Syndey Water to digitalize its sewers. Over the next 16 months, Kallipr will deploy around 15,000 NB-IoT data loggers attached to sensors on existing sewer infrastructure. Alarms will trigger when certain points are met, indicating a potential blockage, so that Syndey Water can act on the issue before there's a wastewater overflow. To withstand the rough conditions of sewers, the devices are IP68 rated and designed to resist high humidity and water immersion, with a battery life of around 5 years, according to the manufacturer, which means energy is preserved and their battery doesn't drain too quickly. Our last story takes us back to the Middle Ages, but also reminds us of the 90s show Charmed. UK press revealed that Thames Water, one of the UK's biggest water companies which serves some 15 million homes, has admitted that some of its engineers continue to use dowsing rods as a method to search for water leaks, despite the practice being discredited by scientific studies, with evidence showing that it is no more effective than guessing. Up to 2017, 10 out of 12 water companies in the UK were regularly using water dowsing to detect leaks. But Ofwat, the national water regulator, has asked companies to stop spending money on what has been dubbed as a witchcraft-like method. The utility mentioned that they don't provide dowsing rods, but some engineers may choose to use their own. Luckily though, in the next 3 years, Thames Water, which claims to repair around 1,100 leaks per week, is planning to invest £55 million in the installation of dynamic pressure management to modulate pressure across the network to reduce leaks, and £200 million to replace water mains. A more scientific approach. That's it for now. We'll be back next week with more news from the world of smart cities.